Or better than win number one?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, it's just kept the best season I'll ever have in my life, really.
And finally, Greg Hall. It's a credit to him. He's well known in the racing game as a boy who enjoys a good time, but he's knuckled down. He's got his just rewards now.
He was very, very nervous before the race. He said, mate, just relax, be patient. I said, let it all happen. I said, the horse will win. He said, righto, mate, that'll do me.
And credit to all of your brothers too, who've had a great hand in this.
Thanks very much. Yep.
Lee Freedman, the winning trainer, with Sub-Zero in the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1992. Amazing scenes down here in the mounting yard. Lee being besieged by members of the media, the owners, fellow trainers coming up, and I don't think there's much doubt that today the best horse has won the Foster's Melbourne Cup in Sub-Zero. A mighty run by Viander Cross. He had no luck in the race at all. He was shuffled back coming around the home turn and then started to sprint home hard, but it's Sub-Zero and Greg Hall who today are the kings of Flemington, and Castletown, the old stager, has yet again put up a marvellous performance to run into third placing. So there are the placings in the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1992, and it might be wet here, but have a listen to this ovation. Greg Hall, he won the Cox Plate on Superimpose just 10 days ago, and now, as I said to Lee Freedman, a young man who in his heyday really did enjoy the good life and the trappings of success. To his credit, Greg Hall has knuckled down, decided that being a full-time jockey is going to be his profession, and one that he's going to take very, very seriously. Over the last couple of weeks, he has reaped the rewards on Superimpose in the WS Cox Plate, and now he's gone even one better in the biggest of them all, the Foster's Melbourne Cup here at Flemington. This gallant grey, the winner of the Adelaide Cup earlier this year, and this is the greatest moment in any jockey's life. Doesn't it show on the face of Gregory Hall as he leads in Shane Dye on Viander Cross, the gallant New Zealander. There will be hard luck stories for him. Another Kiwi in third placing, and that was Castletown. Officially fourth in the Melbourne Cup was number 18, Mr. Eurostar, and officially fifth, Cavalieri, the horse that they said couldn't handle the wet, and yet he loomed up at the 400-metre mark and maybe looked the winner. The time is 3:24.7. 3:24.7, 8.4 seconds outside the record. And now, Greg comes back to the most coveted place in Australian racing, the winner's circle at Flemington on the first Tuesday in November. What a feeling for him. Graham Kelly will be there to talk to Greg Hall in just a moment. The connections of the vanquished runners will no doubt be feeling disappointed at the moment, but they can look back and say, oh, I had a runner in the Cup of 92. The owners of Sub-Zero will say that. They'll say that with a great deal of pride, and they'll say it for the rest of their lives, because one day they'll probably look up on the mantelpiece and see that $32,000 trophy and remember that wet day at Flemington when most of us were complaining about the weather. The connections of Sub-Zero will talk about it and remember it for a long time to come. Greg Hall going into the scales with Chairman of Stewards, Mr. Pat Lawler, and all he has to do is step on the scales and get the weight of 54.5 kilos. And as he does and gets the correct weight signal, let's go down to Graham Kelly with Greg Hall.
Congratulations, Greg. It's perfect, right? Thanks very much, mate.
Lee's a great trainer, and that's what he employs us boys to do, so I mean, it's nice to be a good rider, but it's even better to be able to do the job.
Out of the 15 barrier over, one out going down the straight the first time, and you had the favourite inside you. That couldn't have been bad.
Yeah, but I'm a bit of a different jockey. I knew the favourite was there, but I wasn't really concentrating on him. I just wanted my horse to relax. And
but you knew where he was, which was handy.
I knew where he was. I knew where he was, but I can't concentrate on other blokes, so I've got to do my own job.
And he came out beautifully from around about the 800 metres, started to move forward.
Yeah, it was lovely. A couple of horses went round me, I let them go. Then I elected to move up 3 or 4 deep, and I didn't mind as long as I had cover. And I knew he was the best stayer. I knew he was the fittest. He'd been trained the best. He got a little tired getting towards the end, but the conditions aren't good. And I thought 300 out.
400, you're travelling at a heap of horse underneath you.
He looks like that, but he didn't have a lot there. But 200 out, I went for him because if I had got run down, then I would have said, well, I've done my job, Lee's done his job, and the better horse beat him. But it wasn't to be. He was the best stayer, and that's what we thought going into the race. And we didn't think the favourite could stay, and if he was going to, we were going to make him stay. You were well clear halfway down the straight or past the clock tower. Did you ever have any feeling that Viander Cross might get you? Did you know he was coming home? Excuse me. No. I was getting tired, and that post is a long, long way, and it's a lot further away when it's. I suppose it's a bit like I keep relating to golfers. Some of those 3 or 4 footers when they're putting for the finals, but the hole seems to get small, and that winning post needs to be getting further away. Well, congratulations, Greg. And I must ask you, how did it feel? I can't explain it, Gray, and unfortunately, mate, you'll never be able to get the same. I can't explain it to you, mate.
Greg Hall wins his first Melbourne Cup. Lee Freedman wins his second, and Sub-Zero is the champion. Back with the presentations after the running of the Foster's Melbourne Cup of '92 after this break on Network 10.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1992 Foster's Melbourne Cup Day, live and exclusively on Network 10. And there he was, Sub-Zero, the champion, the winner of the Melbourne Cup for this year, and what a good run it was. Castletown, Viander Cross tried hard to get there, but as Greg Hall said, and he's 100% right, the best stayer got there, and the best stayer today, Peter Donegan, was Sub-Zero.
Yes, indeed, Tim. He was the best stayer of the day, and I just went in and shook the hand of Greg Hall, and he is a very, very happy man. Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the local dividends wherever you may be.
Sub-Zero, the winner of the Melbourne Cup, $5.30 and $1.90. Viander Cross, $2.10. Castletown, $3.40. Quinella, $9. The trifecta is yet to come up on the screen. The extra double paid $265.60. And the race-to-race double on numbers 6 and 8 paid $137.60. It's 8, 9 and 4 in the 1992 Melbourne Cup, and we'll have the trifecta shortly.
Okay, Danny, thank you very much. And there he is, Sub-Zero. As we prepare for the presentations for the 1992 Melbourne Cup, you can just imagine how the connections feel. And as Greg Hall very unkindly pointed out, poor old Graham Kelly will never know the feeling of going past that winning post first in a Melbourne Cup. Maybe we can organise a commentators and hosts race, and we can know something like the feeling, but I don't think you ever could. All right, the presentations are ready for the 1992 Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Your Excellency, Mr. McGarvey and Mrs. McGarvey, Your Excellency, Mrs. Mary Robinson, the President of Ireland, and Mr. Robinson, Mr. Ted Kunkel, Chief Executive of Foster's Brewing Group, our sponsor for this race, and Mrs. Kunkel, Lord Zetland and Lady Zetland, the VRC's official guests for the carnival, Lord Zetland being a member of the Jockey Club in England, Mr. Kennett, the Premier, and Mrs. Kennett, Mrs. Keating, representing the Prime Minister, Mr. Keating, Councillor Des Clark, Lord Mayor and Lady Mayor, the Honourable Tom Reynolds, Minister for Racing, politicians, ministers of the Crown, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Victoria Racing Club, I would like to thank Foster's Brewing Group for once again sponsoring this, the greatest race in Australia. I would like to thank all those who participated in the race. We tried our best with the weather, but everyone pulled through, and we thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Ted Kunkel, the Chief Executive of Foster's Brewing Group, who will introduce the Governor, who will then make the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kunkel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a day for long speeches. For the past 5 years, I've been overseas involved with Foster's Brewing Group's international operations and therefore a very interested Foster's Melbourne Cup watcher from a distance. Increasingly, this great Australian race is attracting the world's attention with its enormous international television audience. But there's nothing like being here, soaking up the atmosphere and the excitement of Flemington. One of the best racing facilities in the world and one of the best racing days, I think, in the world. But the thrill and the excitement must be multiplied 100-fold for the connections of Sub-Zero. All of us at Foster's salute you for the hard work, for the dedication and the commitment that goes into winning a Foster's Melbourne Cup. Everyone here today shares their joy at entering the history books of world racing. To the owners, Messrs. Brodrib, Alpar and Torcasio, and their manager, David Cabritz, our congratulations. To Lee Friedman, the trainer, to Greg Hall, the jockey, and all of the people involved with Sub-Zero. It is with the greatest of pleasure that I call on His Excellency, the Governor of Victoria, the Right Honourable Richard McGarvey, to present the 1992 Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency, the President of Ireland, and Mr. Premier, and Mr. Kunkel, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a most exhilarating experience to join today with the thousands who are here and the millions of viewers throughout the world in this great world event of racing, the 132nd Melbourne Cup. This stimulating meeting, despite some passing showers, shows that Victorians, Australians generally, and overseas visitors and viewers are delighted to be associated with the Irish, delighted to be associated with racing of this quality, and delighted to be associated with a meeting of such excitement, enjoyment, friendliness and good humour. It is my great pleasure now to present the 132nd Melbourne Cup to the owners. I congratulate all the owners and I will present it to Mr. Alan Brodrib, who will accept it on behalf of the owners.
His Excellency the Governor, Mr. Burke, Chairman of the VRC, committee members and the public in general. It's rather hard to describe this thrill. We knew that we had a good horse. We didn't think he was quite this good. The rains came down today. We started to worry about a few of the mud runners because, believe it or not, we're not the mud runner that a lot of people thought we were, although we have turned out that way. To Lee Friedman and his brothers, all we can say is great. Thank you very much. His judgment was spot on. Since the Adelaide Cup, he's been preparing this horse for today. He said that on Adelaide Cup Day, and he's come away and done a treat. His brothers that helped him all the way, thank you very, very much. We're very pleased to be associated with the FBI. Greg, every time he's ridden this horse in a big race for us, he seems to get the money. All we can say is thank you, Greg. You did a treat. I think you had one a fair bit out from home, but it's a long straight, and I think we're all starting to get a bit worried. Thank you very, very much.
The winning trainer, Lee Friedman.
Excellency the Governor, Chairman of the VRC, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great thrill, of course, to win this race, particularly with a horse that we bought as a yearling, and we brought him along pretty slowly, and anyway, great effort for the horse to win. Commiserations to the owners of our other runners in the race. The weather conspired to diminish their chances, but I guess that's racing. I'd like to thank all my staff. This is the culmination of a fantastic year. They've done a marvellous job of the horses, and particularly Rodney Jackson, the strapper, who's looked after this horse just as best he could. I'd like to thank Greg Hall for a magnificent ride. He was on the best stayer, and he made the others stay, and that's how it ended up. I'd like to also say that I'm very proud to see these colours carry the victory in the Cup, because they belong to my father, and I think he would have been thrilled to see them carry the victory in a race of this nature. I'd like to thank Foster's for their continuing support of racing in Victoria, and in fact Australia-wide, because sponsorship's a very important thing. Without that, we'd probably all have to get a real job. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's Lee Friedman there, and there's the presentations for the Melbourne Cup. And the Premier of Victoria, Governor of Victoria rather, has got a sense of humour. Passing showers, he's a real Victorian. I have to tell you that on Saturday, when we were racing, it absolutely teemed. Sunday and Monday were beautiful. In fact, they had a game of golf on Monday, and of course it's raining again today. So whoever's been upsetting the great god of the weather, Huey, will get a good talking to. But we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more. Foster's Melbourne Cup Day, 1992.
I'd just like to thank Lee for his support, and I've mentioned it before, I've only sort of basically been riding with him for 12 months, and it's been a pleasure to do so. And his lovely wife Janelle probably put me on the right track, is not to look at the TAB board, and that's how I've been riding a few winners, I think. And to Michael and Anthony and Richard, they're a great team of boys, and it's a credit to the whole Friedman family. You know, what a great setup they got, and his staff are so good, and, you know, they've just got everything, and I consider myself a very lucky boy to be able to get rides from them. And there's two special people out there I want to thank, that none of this can happen without them, and that's my lovely wife, Kimmy, and I love you, darling, and Nicholas. Nicholas Hall, I love you too, mate. And I love them very much, the both of them, and none of this could have happened without them. And to Sub-Zero, well, he can't hear, but I'm sure he'll get well looked after tonight, and no one thanks him more than I do. And to all you lovely people out there, and you press guys have been good to me, and I thank you boys for that. And for all the public, this is what it's all about, and I thank you very much.
And Greg Hall, we thank you very much for a great ride on a great horse in the 1992 Foster's Melbourne Cup, and that was Sub-Zero. Now, I should take this opportunity just quickly to tell you, we've still got plenty to come this week. In fact, we've got plenty to come today with another couple of races, but don't forget to join us on Oaks Day on Thursday, final day on Saturday, and on Saturday, for the very first time, we're taking the last 4 races from Ballarat. So that's an extra added incentive to be with us for the rest of the week. As I throw down to Peter Donegan, I got a bit of money back, Pete. I think you might have too, and Sub-Zero, too good.
Just too good, Tim, yes, and I couldn't be happier for Greg Hall. He's a mate of all the boys in the press, and I'm just really pleased for him. And, well, I'll tell you a little story. Unfortunately, I didn't have a bet in the race because of our commitments here. I couldn't get away, but I have managed to tip the trifecta and won in the Melbourne Cup. So I hope a lot of people did manage to get it. Paid $144 here in Victoria, so good luck to you if you did. But I'm just really pleased to see Sub-Zero win. What are you laughing at, Dr. Turf?
Because you're managing to pat yourself on the back, but you've still got your hands crossed in front of you. How do you do it? You're a contortionist.
All right, off you go. Race 7.
Well, Jockey here is the logical favourite, Pete.
2, 8, 13, 16, 18, 20 out. Let's have a look at the tote call. Excited Angel 790. Osmart 42, Jockey pretty short at 250. Knights Contessa 17, Mamselle Purdue 8, Alma Mater 77, Runaway Success number 9 on 22, Something Wicked 650, Thrifty Girl 32, Beach Charm 57, Late at Night 25, Lovey 14, Normandy River, $9.80. And one more to come, and that is Carlingford Lass on $284. So there are the main ones here in race number 7 as Graham Kelly joins me. Over $600,000 in the win pool. So still
300 metres. Something Wicked will probably race up near the pace. Likes to lead in her races. The field is set. The light is on now. Away and racing. Beach Charm was a little bit slow to begin from the outside, and Osmart and Excited Angel are out the back early. The first out was Lovey from Elma Mater, and Dan Jockey goes up third from Runaway Success, and here goes Something Wicked whipping around the outside. She'll go to the front. Getting back midfield was Late at Night, followed by Normandy River around them out 3 wide, then Mamselle Purdue Knights Contessa. Thrifty Girl fourth last, and then came Excited Angel, Beach Charm and Osmart last 12 lengths off the lead. 1,200 metres to go. Something Wicked raced out 2.5 lengths clear. Normandy River goes up second on the outside of Lovey, a length and a half to Elma Mater, followed by the favourite Dan Jockey. 2.5 lengths away Knights Contessa and Mamselle Purdue, a length away Thrifty Girl getting off the rail from Late at Night. A half length away then at Beach Charm, Runaway Success, Excited Angel, Carlingford Lass, and last of all was Osmart. They have 800 metres to go. Something Wicked in front. Leads by 2.5 lengths to Normandy River on the outside of Lovey. 1.5 to Dan Jockey, fourth the outside of Elma Mater, followed by Runaway Success, Knights Contessa, Mamselle Purdue. Beach Charm starting to run on from a long way back in the field, and then came Late at Night as they come around the turn. Excited Angel taken to the outside. Osmart second last, Carlingford Lass last of all. 450 to go. Something Wicked a length and a half in front of Normandy River and Lovey, followed by Runaway Success. Dan Jockey now starting to sweep upon them on the outside. A couple of lengths to Mamselle Purdue and Excited Angel late. 300 metres to go, and Something Wicked a length and a half in front of Dan Jockey and Lovey, and Excited Angel starting to flash home down the outside. Something Wicked a length and a half in front. Excited Angel starting to pick her up on the outside. Something Wicked in front. Excited Angel finishing all over the top of her. She grabbed the lead the top weight, and Excited Angel come from last on the turn to win. By a length to Knights Contessa, close for third. Flashing home on the outside was Beach Charm with Osmart through on the rails. Knights Contessa, Dan Jockey, Lovey, Thrifty Girl all close up. Runaway Success, Normandy River. They were followed in by quite a Late at Night, and well back in the field would have been Elma Mater, and back of the rear was Carlingford Lass. Big win by the top weight Excited Angel. She'd really only put in one bad run, Gary Willits, this preparation, and that was Moonee Valley, and that form was just too bad to be true.
It was a very good run. And ridden by Darren Gauci. So Darren's had a good run.
Number 1, the winner, Excited Angel. Number 10 has run second. Number 12 is third, Beach Charm. It's 1, 10 and 12, Something Wicked second. And Beach Charm was third. Dan Jockey probably looked the winner at about the 300-metre point. She just couldn't finish the race off over the mile.
Now, like Excited Angel, by G, she's been a very good mare. Her run on the Toorak handicap a couple of runs back was very good. And as you said, she only put that one bad run in. And she's come out today and gone right to the line and got home very well for Darren Gauci.
Expected should pay.
In Victoria only for race 5, so Victoria only. This is for you, for the Great Western. Let's hurry, 1760 and 560. Prince of Praise, 860, and 11 Sir Bituate, $4.70. That's Victoria only, so now you have them all. Should have anyway, as we throw back to Peter Donegan.
Thanks, Tim. After the running of race 7 on the card, nice welcome back for Darren Gauci in race number 7 aboard Excited Angel, and she made up a tremendous amount of ground.
Winner number 1, Excited Angel, $8.60 and $2.50. 10 Something Wicked, $1.80. Beach Charm, $13.60. Quinella paid $23.20, and the double, $69 on numbers 8 and 1.
So there...
Reflection there. I should have... No, they weren't happy at all, were they? They still are, I can assure you. They're here with me, but we'll talk to them a little bit later on. What we haven't...
With prizes valued at around $10,000, the competition for the Maya Fashions on the Field Stakes is almost as fierce as the Cup itself.
the way you look when you're looking at me. I'm keeping my thoughts to myself, and what I'm thinking, you know, is just as well. I'm a lady. You can't go messing around in my heart. I'm a lady.
Okay, Giselle, now you've actually been an entrant in Fashions on the Field, I believe, for the last 8 years.
Yes, that's correct.
Why?
Well, I just think it's absolutely fabulous. It's really a great opportunity to be able to get all dressed up, and I'm dressed by a young Australian designer, Tanya Hanna, and she does some incredible outfits. We pick them up the night before the Cup, and then we turn up looking like we are, and we get great exposure for it, and they're always very colourful and looking fantastic. It's good fun. It's not so much for the prize, it's just to come along and keep the Australian fashion industry going. That's what a lot of it's all about, and just to have a really good fun day.
Our first runner-up is number 12, and of course that makes our winner for the fashion outfit category number 9. I think you've done a magnificent job. It's certainly not been easy.
Well, Mary, it was worth coming to from New Zealand for this, huh?
It certainly was.
Now, tell me about your outfit. Did you have it designed, or...?
I actually had a designer make me an outfit, but it was too summery, and I actually bought this at 4:30 in Toorak from a lady called Cheryl Towney yesterday afternoon.
So it was really a last minute.
Well, the weather was so bad, I just had to have sleeves, and I've just been very lucky, I think.
Well, congratulations, of course, to our first runner-up, Felicity, and our second, Susan. And how did you get your outfit together?
We've never met. We both came up here. We both share the same dressmaker, Trish Inglis in Sydney, who's fantastic. And Felicity recognised my outfit from hanging up at the dressmakers, and I recognised Felicity's outfit. And we want to thank Trish. You're wonderful.
And anyway, that's the plan of the last event on the card, the Royal Hong Kong Jockey Club Plate. And Dan, you can check out the totes.
Peter, Serene Look is at $4.70. Destry Girl 16, Star Goose 4.40, Balea 30, She's a Gun 10, Lady Kariba 40, Suburban Blues 10, Gold Design 16, No Telling 13, Palm Tree 10.60, Cafe Sweethearts 24, Celebration Time 11, Sagacious Lass 61, Long Point 36, Convare 103, and Fifita $33. That's the last event at Flemington coming up on Melbourne Cup Day, the Royal Hong Kong Jockey Club Plate, and it's due at 10 minutes to 5.
Okay, and Serene Look carrying the all-white colours of the club, sometimes regarded as a hoodoo.
A lot. 1,400 metres the distance. There's one tow in about barrier number 3, but they're off and racing now. And Convare a little bit slow to begin with, Sagacious Lass, and one of the first to appear was Lady Kariba from Serene Look, and Balea over on the inside. Cafe Sweethearts was up there early, and going up into about 5th placing was Suburban Blues. They were followed by Destry Girl and Long Point over on the inside of She's a Gun. Star Goose was up there as well. No Telling's very wide, followed by Gold Design, Celebration Time, Palm Tree. A length back to Fifita, Sagacious Lass, and Convare last of all. About 750 metres to travel. Lady Kariba's a length and a half in front now, and second placing Balea over on the inside of the favourite Serene Look. Suburban Blues goes to 4th, and then the stablemate on the inside, Cafe Sweethearts. Going around them, Star Goose 3 and 4 deep, and they were followed by Gold Design, Long Point over on the inside. She's a Gun 3 deep as they make the home turn. No Telling's out about 5 wide, and they were followed by Palm Tree. Convare taken to the outside as they drift well away from the fence, and Fifita got a rails run from Sagacious Lass. 400 metres to go. Lady Kariba just the leader from Balea. Serene Look joining in. Gold Design going for the run up along the inside, and then Cafe Sweetheart, Sagacious Lass, and Suburban Blues. 250 metres to go. Serene Look in front. She's kicked a length and a half clear of Gold Design, finishing quickly on the rails. Gold Design getting right up on the inside, challenging Star Goose down the outside. Gold Design's got the run though, and she's drawn away. Gold Design's got a length and a half in front near the line from Serene Look, and Gold Design wins well. 2 lengths Serene Look, Sagacious Lass, then Star Goose, Suburban Blues, and then came Balea. Well back Palm Tree, and then Destry Girl, Long Point, Fifita, No Telling, Convare, Celebration Time, She's a Gun, Lady Kariba, and Cafe Sweethearts was last.
Well, Dan, that was the one that you gave the viewers at home. You thought that horse would win, Gold Design. It certainly won well.
She sure has got a future. As I said, she was very